back to my channel. My name is Rosalia Simone, and if you're new here, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe, hit the little bell button so you can be notified for every video that I post. So by the title of this video, you already know what this video is going to be about. Yes, it's back to school time. All the kids are going back to school. And I thought of this video because I was going through my Instagram and my Facebook, and I seen that like everybody was posting, you know, their kids and going back to school, and some people were writing down what they were scared of in this new school year and all that. So I decided, hey, why not make a video talking about bullying? This video is mostly for all the parents that are watching me. You know, it's good to talk about bullying. Like, I'm not a parent, but I do have a lot of godchildren, and I do fear very much for them. Most of you are probably like, why does she fear for her godkids going to school? Well, I fear because I hear so much stories and I watch so many videos of how kids get bullied that it's scary. It's very scary. And I know I'm not the only one that feels like this. I know a lot of you as parents fear that your kids go through, you know, suffer of bullying. And because, you know, lately that's really what you hear now. You hear a lot about how kids suffer of bullying. So I think that parents should talk more to their kids about it, because a lot of kids are bullied and they don't know how to come out of it. Like, how do they get help? Who do they go to get help? You know, so I'm going to be talking about a couple of things that, you know, maybe it will help you guys. Even if it helps one person or two people, I'll be super happy. You know, so I'm going to talk about it, and I hope that it does. I honestly hope it does help a lot of you with your kids and helping your kids understand. The first thing that you guys have to do is help kids understand what bullying is. That's the first thing you guys have to do. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna see me looking down a lot. I've wrote some notes so I don't forget anything, so you will be seeing me looking down a lot. The first thing is helping kids understand what bullying is. You need to teach your kids the safest way to stand up for themselves, stand up to bullying, and how to get help. Like, what can they do to get help? So the first thing is encourage kids to trust an adult. You know, if they are getting bullied, tell them to look for someone they trust, like an adult that they trust, like yourself as a mother, as a father, maybe an older sister or an older brother, or even a cousin, aunt, whoever they trust the most. Tell them to look for that person. Not only with them, even if they're not the ones that are being bullied, maybe they know someone that is being bullied. So tell them to speak out, like to tell you as their parent, you know, that someone is getting bullied. You know, like, it's that adult can give them the comfort they need, you know, that support, the advice they need to hear. So, you know, speak to them about it. Talk to your kids about what to do if they're getting bullied. Give them tips. Like, tell them to say stop directly. Talk to your kids about, like, their actions. Like, what can they do if they don't listen to when they say stop? You know, the safest way is tell them walk away. walk away, go to the nearest adult, speak to your kids, urge them to help other kids that are being bullied by showing them kindness or getting help. If they can't do anything, at least be kind or get help for them. It's the best thing for them to do. Speak to your kids and teach them that. Another thing is keep the lines of communication open. Always. Communication is the main thing between you and your kids. Always make sure you have an open communication with them, because it's the most important thing, so you are able to know your kids and they're able to trust you and understand that you as their parent are trying to help them. So start conversations with your kids about daily life, like asking them questions. You know, like, there's certain questions that you can ask your kids. Ask them, what was one good thing that happened today in school? Any bad things? That's something you can ask them and you can see what they say. What was lunchtime like at school? Who do you sit with at lunch? Or what do you guys talk about? You know, these are little things that you can ask your kids, because you will learn a little bit more, and by what they say, you can catch some things. If they're getting bullied, if there's someone getting bullied, ask them, what is it like to ride on the bus if they ride a bus? Because I know a lot of kids ride buses. So it's a good thing for you to ask, like, how is it to ride a bus? Because believe it or not, a lot of kids get bullied while they're in the bus ride. So it's important for you guys to ask that. What are you good at? What do you like best about yourself? You know, it's always good to know these things about your kids, because we never know what goes in through their head. And a lot of kids, they keep a lot of things to themselves. So it's really, really important that a lot of parents ask these questions. Speaking to your kids directly about bullying is very important, because it's actually an important step, because it will help you understand how that is affecting your kid. So there are questions that you can ask, like questions that you can ask your kids, and by that you can see where the issue is. There is no right or wrong answer to the questions, but it's important that you encourage your kids to answer, you know, tell them to be super honest with you, and tell them there's no right or wrong question. Don't tell them, oh no, that's wrong. You know, there are like about 9 or 10 questions that you can ask your kids, and it's questions that you can start up a conversation about bullying. So you can start with, what does bullying mean to you? And see what they answer you with that. I've asked them to describe to you what does bullying look like to them? Why do they think people bully? That's 2 questions in one. Ask them, who are the adults they trust most when it comes to things like that, like bullying? Who do they trust, like, to go to speak up about it? You know, it's always good to know who they trust. Ask them, were you ever afraid to go to school because of bullying? And ask them, what have you tried to do to change that? If they have ever been, or even if they haven't, but just ask, like, have you ever tried to change? What have you done to try to change that? Ask your kids, what do they think parents should do to stop bullying? This is a good one, because whatever, it's important to know, what do they think that you guys as parents should do to help bullying. Ask your kids, have you ever left kids out on purpose? If you have, do you think that was bullying? And why or why not? Why do you think that was bullying, or why not? Why don't you think it was bullying? I know when I was in school, there was a lot of times that we didn't want to play with the little girl that was the quietest one. So it's important to ask these questions, because see what they think. Ask your kids, do you ever see someone get bullied at your school? How does that make you feel, seeing them being bullied? It's a good question. Ask them, what did they do to stop it or to help that person? And what would they do if that happened again? Those are some questions that you can ask your kids, to get to know them a little more, like how they're feeling. Of course, there's no right or wrong answer to these questions, but it's always good to know them a little bit. And you could come out with your own questions. These are just some questions that you should ask, or if you didn't know what questions to ask, now you do know some questions. There are simple ways that a lot of parents, that you guys as parents and caregivers can keep up to date with your kids' lives. It's simple ways you can. I'm sorry, I keep looking down because I have this all written down and I don't want to forget something. And it's just so much that I know I would forget, and I'll be all over the place. So that's why I'm looking down. You can read class newsletters and school flyers and talk about them at home. Speak about them with your kids. Check the website, the school website, see what's going on there. Always greet the bus driver. Meet the teachers and the counselors at back to school night, or reach out by email. You can reach out to teachers by email, because now it's not like it used to be back in the day. Now you can reach them out through email, which is a lot better. So it's always good to reach out to them. I know that a lot of you already went to back to school night. But even if you still have questions, always call the school, go to the school, or email them. Share phone numbers with, other parents. It's good, because if there's an issue or you're concerned of something, it's always good to call other kids' parents to discuss it with them. It's always good to speak to someone else that has their kids in the same class and that might be going through the same thing. So that can help you understand. They can give you the advice as well. Always encourage your kids to do what they love. Always. Help kids take part in activities, interests, and hobbies that they like to do. Kids can volunteer, play sports, sing in a chorus, join a youth group, a school club. You know, there's so many things that they can do, and it's good for them. It gives kids a chance to have fun, meet people that are interested in the same things they are. That can help them build confidence, friendships. That can help them to protect from bullying. So it's very important that they do things that they love to do. So always encourage your kids to always do something they love, because it's always good for them. Keeps their mindset on something, new people that actually like things that they do. So it's very important for them to do that. You guys are your kids' biggest role models. They will do what they see you do. So it's always important for you guys to treat others with kindness and respect. Because even if you think your kids are not paying attention to you, or they're not even looking at you or whatever, they are. They do hear everything and they do see everything. So if you treat others with kindness and respect, your kids are going to do the same. If you're harsh with people, if you are mean to people, if you start cursing at people, that's what your kids are going to be doing. Because to them, you're their role models. So if you do it, they think it's okay to do it. So they're going to do the same thing. So it's not even just your kids. Even if you have niece, nephews, you know, they're going to do what they see that is being done. So we as adults have to be role models for these kids. So kids are always watching how adults manage stress, conflict, how they treat their friends, their colleagues, their family members. So they watch everything. Even if you think they don't, they do. So it's very important. Always treat people with kindness and respect. And all I say, you know, I hope I helped some of you parents with some questions to ask your kids. I hope I touched some of you guys. Even if it's just one, it'll make me happy. If this was helpful for you guys, please, you know, comment down below. Or if there's questions that you guys will ask your kids and I didn't say that, let me know, because sometimes it's good to know as well. Even though I don't have kids, one day I will, and that's something good for us to, even for the ones that are not parents and will one day will be parents and want to learn a little bit more, it's good to see comments about it. And so I hope I helped you guys. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you didn't, I'm sorry, but give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Hit the little bell button so you can be notified of every video I post. See you guys in the next video. Love you guys.